You know how online you can see people with their crazy morning routines where they wake up at like 3 a.m. then go for a quick marathon just to get the fucking blood flowing. You know what I mean? But I could never follow a routine. I would follow it for a couple days, like 2-3 days, and then I would just give up. I would try, but I just couldn't. So I just thought, oh, I guess I'm not a routine person, whatever the fuck that means. And I think I got this distaste for timetables and routines, and most of us do, from school, because school made timetables a restrictive thing that had just too much shit in it. But then I realized that's because the routines they made was not optimized for me. It was supposed to be a cookie cutter routine that could fit the thousands of students in the school. And so routines are like music. Everyone likes music. It's just that you need to find the music that suits your taste, that is right for you, the genre that you like. So once you find a routine that's optimized and fit for you, that is how you get the most out of it, and that's how you become a routine person. So here's how I set up my routine and stuck to it for the long term in just 3 steps. Alright, so step 1 that I have here is structure. And what I thought when I started setting up my routine was, okay, there is like 1 or 2 tasks in my day that if I did those tasks, I would classify my day as a win, like a not horrible day. And I named it the win the day tasks. Basically, if I did these tasks, I would consider the day a win. And so if I just studied, exercised, recorded 1 YouTube video, I would class that day as a productive day, like not as a waste. Even if I did nothing else for the rest of the day, I would still consider that day as a win. So what are your win the day tasks? Maybe it's studying, maybe it's the gym. Write them down and really clarify why they are the most important tasks. And this is going to be the most important sentence for this part that I've written down. Structure your day around the win the day tasks. I'll say that again. Structure your day around the win the day tasks. And so the way I structure it is I work best in the morning, so I'm going to put most of those tasks in the morning. If you work best at night, put at night. If you work best in the afternoon, put in the afternoon. You get what I'm saying, right? To help you visualize, here is like literally the timetable I'm using for today. And also to make the routine seem as least intimidating and as less rigid as possible, I used to write it down on like a notepad, but now I just write it in a WhatsApp group chat with just myself in it. So I just text myself, and it's good because I can bring it wherever I go because it's just on my phone. So I would just open like WhatsApp at night, and it takes like 2 minutes because I can copy paste from the previous day, like the same routine copy paste, because most of my days repeat anyway, right? So here it is. Morning deep work. We're gonna record this video from 8 to 9:30. Then we're gonna study with some practice papers. I actually have them on my desk right now. That's another 3 hours from 9:30 to 12. In the afternoon, gonna have lunch, gym, then just fuck around for a bit, dinner, and then at night we're gonna do practice papers for another hour and a half. So that's 3 hours and 30 minutes in the morning. That's 1 hour and 30 minutes at night. That's 5 hours of deep work total in the whole day. Editing rough here, but I forgot to mention that on that day I also uploaded a video. Like that was one of my win the day tasks. So just mentally put it in because I forgot to say that. But yeah, alright. Transition. Yeah. And then the afternoon's just for me to like fuck around a bit and just relax, right? And so some important things that I want to highlight. Firstly, notice how I structured it around the big tasks. I didn't write wake up, I didn't write drink coffee, I didn't write brush teeth. I'm just gonna focus on the big task. I don't have to write, fucking 7:49 to 7:50. Walk from toilet to bedroom. Like that's not needed. That sounds like something school would do and dictate every single second, which is what makes it feel restricting. So instead of dictating your time in every single second, just block out time for work and then block out time for other things. Because I just want to focus on those big tasks, and the time in between them doesn't really matter much to me. So for example, if I spent 2 hours here studying and afterwards there's a bit of a block, that block is just free. And I also leave these blocks because maybe I spend 2 hours studying, but I will overshoot the time. I intend to do it for 2 hours, but it actually takes me 3 hours. Well, that's safe because I have this block here as extra time. So structure your day around those important tasks. You don't have to write those smaller things. You can if you want. And then the second thing is notice how I've structured my day with a short sprint of 3 hours. Okay, that's not very short, but like 3 hours of work in the morning. Afternoon is just rest, and then in the night I do another short sprint of work, which is it's one of my beliefs, right? If you see my burnout video, this one right here, I work best when I have a short sprint of high intensity work followed by long periods of rest. And so because of this, I have 2 short sprints and 1 recovery. If you want just 1 short sprint and 1 recovery, that's also possible. It depends on how much you need to get done. So yeah, just to summarize, focus on the important task, and then in between the important tasks, have long periods of rest and put the important tasks at the time that you work best. So if you work best in the morning, put it in the morning. Alright, so step 2 is mindset. And the important thing to know is that you will fail. Like when you set up this perfect day, there's no way you're going to get it first try. And what used to happen is that I'll set up the perfect day, I would follow it for like 10% of the time. Out of the 3 things, I would only do 1 thing, and I was like, oh, I failed because I didn't finish everything, right? But then I thought, okay, let me think about my average day, like the normal average day. Think about your average day, right? Where you did nothing, you just passively consumed for the whole day. You just switch places where you consume. So you consume on your fucking black computer chair, looking at your laptop, and then you go to your bed on your phone, then you go to the couch on your phone, then you come back to your computer chair. That's like your average day if you didn't have any structure, any routine. And guess what? I'm trying to make you remember those days, but the thing is, I don't even remember any of those days because they are so forgettable because nothing happened. Like that's how forgettable it is. So basically what I'm trying to say is that if you just follow your perfect day, even 10% of the time, that is still far better than your average day. So for now, if you're just starting, be okay with 10%. Like honestly, right now, I get so much done in the morning that for the rest of the day, I can't just fuck around and slack. Because, you know, in the afternoon, you get that afternoon slump where at 2 p.m. your brain doesn't work, you want to lie down and everything. Like I'm not productive during that time. So like my morning routine is good, my afternoon is like kind of fucked up, then my nighttime routine is good. So it's like 2 out of 3, right? 2 out of 3, that is 66.6666666%. Just round it up to 70% because I'm not a fucking nerd. So I've done 70% of my perfect day. Should I be sad that I didn't finish 100% of it? Of course not, right? Like I've been on self-improvement for a year. I've only started thinking about routines and everything probably 6 months into that. So in 6 months, I've gone from 0% of my perfect day to 70%. So if you're starting right now, you cannot expect to do 100%. And I see 70% as an absolute win. So just be grateful. This week, do 10%. Next week, do 20%. The week after that, you get the gist, right? So basically, we're going to progressively overload this. I say this in every video, but that is the basis of self-improvement. When you start small and you develop as time goes on. Just have the mindset of doing a little bit better than last week or last month. So if last month you did 20% of your perfect day, this week or this month, do 30%. That's it. And think of how fucking easy that is, bro. Like if you want to do 10% of your perfect day, 10% of 24 hours is 2.4 hours. You just need to not fuck up 2.4 hours. The rest of the day, the other 22 hours, you can do whatever the fuck you want. That's fine, and you'll still make progress. For someone like for me to make progress, I have to finish 80% of my perfect day. I have to get like, what's 80% of 24, bro? Of 19.2. I need to get 19 hours of my day correct. For me, why is the camera like that? Like for me, I need to get 19 hours of my day correct for me to make progress. For you just need 2 hours. Come on, you can fuck up the rest, bro. Let's chill. So basically, aim for 100%, but be okay with those little incremental bits and see them as just small wins on the way to getting your perfect day. Step 3, standardizing and optimizing. That rhymes. So bars. Alright, we're gonna focus on standardizing first. So standardizing is when you make this thing called a one-time decision. A one-time decision is like this. You know, every day you make small decisions like when to eat, what to wear. These things take up a little bit of time and energy. Think about it. Like if you think of what to eat every single day, that's 3 times a day. That saps a little bit of time, a little bit of energy. 3 times a day, 21 times a week, 90 times a month. You have to think about that. If you took all that energy and like you harnessed it and you put it into one thing, you'll probably do like an extra practice paper of work. You know what I mean, right? Like the energy of that could be consolidated to equal like 1 practice paper worth of work. So for those small tasks, just standardize it so that you don't have to think about it anymore. You can conserve a little bit of energy here and there. So for example, for these videos, I don't think about what to wear, I just wear a hoodie. Why? Because I've standardized it. Because I don't have to think about my hair, and then I don't have to worry about that before recording and during recording. It's a lot easier. And the biggest thing that most people don't standardize is what time you sleep and wake up. That's the easiest one to standardize. So for me, I just set a range of what time I will sleep and wake up. So I sleep at around 10 to 11. I wake up at around 6 to 7. For things like wake up time, what to wear, when to eat, just standardize them. Put them into a list so that you know everything that you need to do. And one of my favorite quotes here is standardize before you optimize. So once you've standardized it, once you've set a lot of things in stone, now you can optimize. And optimization comes from experimentation. Let me give you an example. So I've recorded videos at my desk here. I've recorded videos on that chair over there. I've recorded videos outside. I've recorded videos in the morning. I've recorded videos at night. I've recorded videos at afternoon. I've changed so many different factors that I can look at them and be like, yep, I produce the best videos when I work 8:30 to 9:30 specifically in my room. That's the best conditions for me. And the only way that I could like realistically find out that information is if I experiment and try different things. So think about it. It took me 6 months of recording videos to find out, oh yeah, this is the best spot. And so when I wake up, I try finishing everything by 9:30 because that is the time that I work the best. And so basically the way that I imagine it is when you standardize, you're setting things in stone. So literally like imagine like fucking a stone, like marble, right? And to optimize, it's like carving away at the thing that you've built to make like a sculpture, like a Michelangelo, whatever the fuck, right? When you optimize, you're chipping away at it, changing different things to make it a perfect like sculpture that's optimized specifically for you, not for anyone else, because this setting works best for me, but it might not work for you. One thing that I've written here is simplicity is usually key. So if you keep things simple, if you're ever at a crossroads and you side on the side of simplicity, you're generally correct. So don't try to fill up your timetable. Once you have everything set up, take things away, try to remove things. Don't think of what I can add, think about what I can take away so that I can focus more on the important stuff. So for example, my morning routine, my old one used to have like 50 steps to it. Now it has 3. Wake up, drink coffee, sunlight. That's it. That's my 3 steps. I wake up, I get coffee, and I drink the coffee outside in the sun so that I get some sunlight exposure, and I go to work. Because that is my only non-negotiable. And that's because it works best for me, and I just want to start work as quickly as possible. If for you test out different things and you put in meditation, and meditation works really well, then keep meditation in your morning routine. Like honestly, I just want to get to work as quickly as possible. If I could wake up and just start work with stinky morning breath, I would, but that's not optimized for me. If it is for you, like genuinely, just do that. And I think after this step, this is when you start getting that fun feeling in your routine instead of the rigid, restrictive feeling, because it's optimized for you. It's specifically made for you now. And that's also why I'm not going to give too many specifics on my daily routine, like all the little things I do, because it's optimized for me, not for you. Right? Mind your own business. If you pay me like $5, I might be able to give it to you. Like, alright, so here are the actionable steps for you. Firstly, what are your important tasks, the win the day tasks? If you just did these tasks and nothing else, you would still consider the day a win. Focus on these tasks. Second, for the other tasks in your day, so other than the win the day tasks, the rest, standardize them. Try to make it as easy as possible to do them without much thought, time, or energy. And then finally, once you have these things in stone, number 3, change a couple things, change up the time, switch some things around, and find the thing that works best for you. Like the thing is, at the end of the day, right, when I'm off my routine, like a couple months ago, I went to like my mom's house, and when I was there, I watched like 5 movies in a row for the first time in a year. 5 movies in a row. I don't even watch movies. So I think that shows that when I'm off my routine, I'm just a normal person that indulges and just fucks around, right? But when I'm on my routine, nothing can take me out of it. So yeah, go build your routine and take action. Bow. On a side note though, should I still stay with like my routine on WhatsApp, or should I write my routine on paper? Because the thing is, right, on WhatsApp, when I write my routine, I can copy paste from the previous day, which makes it super convenient. And also when I walk around outside, I'm not bringing my notebook with me, but I always have my phone, so I can always check my routine there. But on paper, you know, when you finish a task, you always want to like cross it out like this. Like some people, they do it like this. For me, when I finish a task, I'm like, I want to like destroy that shit. It feels super satisfying, right? So should I do it on paper for the satisfying feel, or should I do it on WhatsApp? Because on WhatsApp you can't do that. You can't like fucking cross out the fucking screen, right? Just, oh, I'm done. I don't know though. I think I'll stick with WhatsApp for now. But you give me your thoughts. Alright, give me a kiss. Mwah.